I keep having to do this video. This is the first time I've called it Game Trumps Looks. But the basic premise, the basic idea, I keep having to repeat it. Because there are so many guys on YouTube and in general who just don't buy it, don't want to believe it. They just don't want to believe it because they find it easier to excuse their failure. They find it easier to say, oh, I don't get women because I'm really ugly. And that's why I don't get women, and I'm destined to just have a very strong relationship with my hairy palm. No. Game trumps looks. And if you learn game and get good at it, it doesn't matter how fucking ugly you are. You could be the ugliest son of a bitch who ever walked the earth, and you'll get pussy. And good pussy, okay? I mean, worthwhile pussy. I'm talking, at least a 7. Yeah. Game, it's not looks. I'm not unsympathetic to guys who think this. But I just want to insist that they're wrong. And the reason they're wrong is quite simple. Because, see, a woman will notice a guy who is handsome first. No question. That is a given, and it's true, okay? I mean, a bright, shiny packaging will always draw people's eyes. But see, the guys who believe that only looks matter insofar as getting a girl do not understand what is going on in the head of a woman. See, in order to get a woman to feel sexually attracted to you, it's not that you have to look pretty for her. That works for guys, okay? But for girls, no. You have to get her into an emotional headspace, which is the whole point of game, okay? See, looks alone will not engender a certain vibe, a certain emotion, a certain feeling inside a woman. I mean, she can look at you, and let's say for the sake of argument that you're, handsome as, Brad Pitt when he was young, right? You're a really handsome guy, but you don't know how to talk to girls. What'll happen is that a girl will approach you, light on you like a fly on shit. But after talking to you for a while and realizing that you don't have anything that makes her feel the emotions she wants to feel in your presence, she doesn't feel that quote-unquote spark, right? She's going to just smile and start to move away from you, no matter how handsome you might be. And if you're an ugly guy, but you have game, i.e., you know how to speak to a woman in such a way that she starts feeling certain emotions, she starts falling into certain emotional states that make her feel more sexually available, sexually open, right? Well, then you see what I'm aiming at, yeah? The looks are the packaging. But once a girl gets beyond the packaging, and when she starts to realize what you make her feel, she's not really going to care about the packaging. This, of course, is the opposite with guys. Yeah, guys only care about the packaging. And in point of fact, a lot of times you will be with a woman whom you can't really stand, but she's fucking hot. She's not even a good lay, but you'll be with her. She'll be your quote-unquote girlfriend. Hell, you might even marry the bitch just because she's hot. And she can be unpleasant, stupid, ignorant, a bad cook, messy. She could be all of these things. But if she's hot, well, we've seen it. How many times we've seen some guy who's with some awful woman that the only quality she's got is that she's hot, right? And you ask him, well, why are you with her? She's awful. She's this, that, the other. And he's like, oh, well, she's hot. She's not even a good lay, but she's hot. Yeah, because guys are into the packaging. Women are not. And this is the thing that guys who are convinced that women only care about looks cannot get through their heads. See, a woman cares and is only interested in how a guy makes her feel. Because this goes back to evolution. See, because a woman was more sexually aroused and more sexually interested in a man who could make her feel safe and secure and protected than a guy who is merely handsome. Because from the point of view of a woman, evolutionarily speaking, of course, a man who could provide for her offspring, was infinitely preferable to a man who was merely handsome. A handsome guy, yeah, he's pretty to look at, but, What happens when the lions in the savannah try to attack and eat her babies? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so a woman, evolutionarily speaking, is pre-programmed to want a guy who will make her feel certain things. Now, what those things are, that's the key thing. It's not merely safety, okay? And that's where a lot of white knights and beta orbiters sort of like, drop the ball. Because these guys, beta orbiters and white knights, are essentially right. They are essentially accurate in understanding that women want to feel certain things. They think that women want to feel safety and security, that the guy is a safe and secure and stable man. Well, yes, they want that, but what they want initially is a certain degree of excitement. Just as when a guy sees a beautiful woman and just by her appearance, it, stimulates him. What stimulates a woman initially is not so much the looks, but rather that initial frisson, that little spark at the beginning, that feeling that the guy is a little bit beyond her reach, a little bit better than she deserves or can get. You see? Because, see, a woman is always striving after the best mate. And she, if only at a subconscious level, is perfectly aware where she stands on the sexual hierarchy. And if she's a 7, she's going to want a guy who's like an 8 or a 9, right? And so she's always going to be attracted to a guy who treats her as if he is an 8 or a 9 or a 10, irrespective of his looks. Because a girl doesn't care about a guy's looks, but rather how he projects himself out into the world. Because a guy's looks do not indicate to the world his social position, how successful he is. Looks don't matter. For a guy, looks matter. A guy wants an attractive woman because an attractive woman means that the woman is healthy, that she hasn't had any kind of infirmity. I mean, that's the whole point of women having long hair. It's to prove that for at least the last year or two, she hasn't had any serious illness, and therefore she will likely bear healthy children. That's the point, right? But for men, those indicators, those cues that tell a woman that this is a great mate, this is the guy to be with, right? They're more subtle. They're not based on looks. If you think about it, game, for all intents and purposes, is how to falsify those cues. Or if not falsify, then at least hyper-project those cues that are attractive to women. That hit those evolutionary buttons that, turn on all her lights. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, because see, game, what is it? It is the systematic approach to picking up girls, to getting girls sexually attracted to you, right? And in game, no matter who your game guru is, in just about every continent, there are a set bunches of steps that lead you to sexual success with a woman, right? And the first one, the very basic one, is the whole push-pull, the whole notion of attracting a girl by your spark, your energy, but at the same time pushing her away or even dismissing her, negging her, because you look down on her and figure, oh, she's not really worth my while. Making her chase you. This is the essence of the beginning of game. And it plays into women's emotions. I mean, let me flick this all around here for you, right? How is it that women try to maintain the interest of men? Oh, by getting plastic surgery, by injecting themselves with Botox, by dyeing their hair, by fixing their nails, wearing makeup, all kinds of things that they do to increase their attractiveness to men. But what do men do to attract women? They buy a goddamn big car. That's what they do. They go on big vacations. They go for the grand statement to show how much money they've got, to show their social position. Yeah, sure, guys will groom themselves, nice clothes, but they'll buy expensive clothes just to show that they can afford the expensive clothes. They don't really give a shit about how they look in the clothes. I mean, if they look good enough, that's fine, right? But the whole grooming thing, who goes overboard insofar as grooming is concerned? Poor men who don't have a pot to piss in, and gay men. Yeah, because that's something I've noticed, by the way. There are a lot of guys, who go around saying that looks are all that matter. But then you start to look at them a little bit more closely and you realize they're gay. Yeah, and that's what's going on. See? These guys talking about how women only care about looks. No. That's because they're gay, and they think that just because, in the gay subculture, men are only interested in the looks of other men, therefore women are also interested in the looks of men. But that's not the case. See? That's only valid in the gay subculture, right? Among heterosexuals. Feelings. The women care about how they are made to feel by the guy. And that's why game will trump looks. Look, let's put it a different way. See, I did this video a while back called Talent and Ability, right? You can find it right here. In that video, I basically said that, there are people who are very, very talented, yeah? Like, for instance, they can throw a baseball, at 90 miles an hour first time they try it. They're naturally gifted, right? But talent, I argued in that video, will never get you that far. What you really need is ability. But ability is, what do you get? How do you get ability? By practice, by working at it, by getting better at it day by day. Yeah. And the same with picking up girls. Yeah. Looks, sure. It's like the opening. Yeah. It's your starting point. If you're a good-looking guy, yes, you will have more sexual success than if you're an ugly guy. But the thing is, see, if you keep on working and improving your game and understanding what women want, which is, of course, they want to be made to feel an emotion, a strong emotion, an attraction towards you. And there are ways in which this can be done, ways that you can learn so as to do this with any woman, right? Well, see, if you develop your ability, you will soon supersede the guy who's just born handsome and does nothing with it, okay? It's tortoise and the hare, baby. All of this is to say, just ignore this notion that it's, all looks. Okay? A lot of these guys who are fucking nihilistic losers, if you ask me, who keep on saying that all that matters are looks. Well, see, what's basically going on is sour grapes. They're sour grapes, and they just find it easier to just, sit on their asses nihilistically doing nothing. Okay? It's easier for them to just, give up the ghost. Yeah? And they criticize people like me. And people who say that you can get better. They say that, it's just a way to cope, right? Okay, fine. You want to say that it's just a way to cope? Fine. I don't mind. But see, here's the key issue. See, I'm not a very handsome guy. Some people would say that I'm kind of ugly, right? But I get pussy. It's not because I'm good looking. And if coping is what got me pussy, okay, fine. Then I'll cope.